Abusia for native for I Alpha OneTV. So what I share and I say no first my band so any no book and so no subscribe there mine. Say being news be no ship here being notification phone so na be shopping so my visa be more down for so yet for me and something. Aya kojo pon Nkruma na sisi one bar thing. Nen some more can just or say oh John German mama to say the way as a boy me mono enye papa as what ten the near my down as a one yo near my ye and brandy or power cramp what like one reason is the boy me mona na she fena ne efe na gana focus ye ho akono bibi ne bibi and our power inte be ya bro ho ase na meso me de me fam nim de a bro de so no and find and fam boy unsho Monche, more the pompocha mutu. Monche the pompocha mutu. And no, I vanchi innocent. A pabonti, good animals, a panos. Hey, shut up, mion, and Keyi. Shameless man like you, Uba me Keyi. Criminal man like you, Uba be Keyi. And you guys like Obo wanted like a Keyi be crumple. And yen guas and like more and as a ferry na mama matotoaria na matoto mani area and come with my babo in jama because I was saying John German mama bamona say no more like obetia futu snit me poor mem like seriously more money we didn't MP manuko na nkase mu kwampono na mutimi defend akofado na mutimi defend MP amanyuko no so we then na video say no wafa bontin then we hu a wase John German mama imbu na memoyi hu na timbu memoyi kamne go te events e ba they den come try den atwaso.
But they came to government and exposed themselves. So for me, these guys should be disregarded. They are all attention-seeking freak. They are fading into obscurity. They are fading into irrelevance. And sometimes, in order just to kicking people to know that is when they begin to make some of these foolish statements. Because in some now any reasonable way when the track record of the party, even your own people admit it, is the worst version of the MPP that we've ever had in this country. I told you, when you sit down and do the NDC MPP comparison, I don't even fall for them because the Kufuor version of the MPP isn't what Akufo-Addo brought. Akwasa, me last time I catch us, Akwasa war Benz. Now what the war your first Hakana or more the funny pan Kesi no 207. Yeah. No, be behind so the coffee sorrow for whenever I was not the cool young punching in them, baby. The MPP as a political party was hijacked by these criminals. And on what the so the actual Kufuor MPP wasn't the MPP. You understand? These are a bunch of criminals who hijack the political entity called the MPP and use it for their criminal activities. And all of them are part of it. You understand? Because they were benefiting. Because if not, why will anybody on his right senses, after seeing all that has happened in this country, will be able to? And Americans are walk sometimes it's very easy, very cheap, just to make those sweeping your friends come reality down on you. And he had that opportunity. Yes, Oyagana knew to teach Mahama and NDC how to govern and so forth. The question is, before you set yourself to teach somebody, the question is, when you had, it's not as if you've not had opportunity to be in power. What I say, if ODK say and I say any of the opposition parties now win an opportunity to taste power before I say or Mahama how to govern, I'll pay attention and listen to what they have. But these are guys, these jokers recently were booted out of power because of historic incompetence and recklessness when it comes to governance, leadership. And the Akufo-Addo regime, we all saw what happened in this country. And the era no abaye a tainted way. I leave an indelible ink on the conscience of Ghanaians. Abaye a nightmare. Ghana for don't even want to return just to your friends play your cards well just to win the goodwill on the side of the people. Now man for take you serious. You are there talking nonsense because if there is anybody to be taught how to govern, I think that they should sit back and learn what is going on because your Mahama by yes a very young koye, but clearly you could see few signs here. The dollar is stable. Petrol now man for the ton 17 city despite taxes and as for about muye de and rameko your first filling station we could check away 11.59 something
maybe I'm at 10.99
exactly so
10.99
people were buying your first petrol at 17 and as for I'm told say cement price about for my from 140 and then minimum ton say 92 say 82 thereabout. These are the kind of relief a Ghana for and this is governance. I am not saying say it's the best, but for Nkruma with his media joy, whatever experience, just to rise against the tide and their cost within the space. Government information bars was sinking, and this is a journalist. At the end of the day, they couldn't save it. You couldn't even save your outfit to the sense that Akufo-Addo government got drowned in the kind of way and someone lost the information war because it got to a point that people were not even ready to go on TV and go on radio to defend the party because there was absolutely nothing to defend. It was utter nonsense that was being bandied around all over. So I think that these guys should just shut up, watch what is happening. They are Ghanaians. It's democracy. Mahama right. So as a citizen, you can bring the government attention. That is what you can do. But to say the Ghana for Monsieur MPP, if MPP as a political party in the last 8 years has country, and unfortunately enough, look at where the dollar is getting a bit stable. Petrol prices in as forum and yawo to anywhere Krono a course Akroma and yard because I'm catch say wound to me as a person sika that was invested in him as an individual as to change sika called Ashanti region. Because I'm still searching that there is no single project in Ashanti region that was started under Akufo-Addo was completed the cost anywhere close to about $55 or $60 million. But this guy 8 million 45 million plus extra 10 million. Yeah, the forest man, sika onya quantifier over millions of dollars. But there is no single project in the Florida of the MPP at the Ashanti region where they get their vote. Project way say the people are benefiting. There is none. It tells you the kind of government or mobile. You understand? Yeah. It was an avenue they created to satisfy their insatiable greed. Just to extend good wishes to their cronies, allies. Akufo-Addo by Nabusia for and Nam for them. You see the way they enjoyed. When that thing was going on, nobody spoke. And the matter says second for Busia for bold enough to issue when the nonsense was going around, when the guy was foolishly borrowing, when the guy was using his personal way just to offer advice to finance ministry borrowing and na family no the family didn't see the need to intervene. Ghana for even MPP ministers and MP sorry say no yankasa na party ni afono yen ade a kanofurata no the family people na omonya kokoduro you see and America no there is no shame in the society where we live. When the gentleman was foolishly out there dissipating the resources of this country, the family member because they were enjoying traveling first class and as for Koban and as for them. When these people were foolishly using our money to go and dig a hole in the name of cathedral, where were they? You understand? Is that the kind of good governance Nkruma is talking about? I think that these guys are a bunch of shameless people. Nobody on his right senses will take them serious. They should just shut up and watch what is happening. And Americano, they can either transform themselves into a competent opposition party, or they can be what they are today, a very useless one, very incompetent even in opposition. And we've gotten to a point, I think that Ghana for Akroma to understand politics to a extent. So you see, some of these cheap politics and this kind of street propaganda don't win any value. They don't have any currency. If you want to convince the average young person out there, say, dwell on the issues, the critical issues, because politics and what then the comparative analysis will come. I just said the last 8 years of Akufo-Addo, the indelible scar I leave on the conscience of our democracy. Ghana for freedom, free that. Yeah. So an agent of that particular government, any right to come and educate anybody on governance. When Ukraine dollar and as for now, they were telling us nonsense. Say Ukraine-Russia war, and Ukraine-Russia war, you see, these are a bunch of shameless guys in politics, and it's the reason why people don't take politicians serious anymore. Yeah. And Ghana Nibia who politician not going to be a con man, because that is how we've created. We've made it in such a way, say, we have power now. Whoever you want to satisfy, be whether I agree with the party team and I agree in the team. withdraw all of them because bazana ya be obi ebedidiako. I know the day there is no bit of intellectualism, idiocy are taking over the political space, even at the hub of governance and leadership and so forth. So it liberates some of these fools to come into the political space. They do the worst that they can. Just imagine a fool who has been given a free ride in power. Because our power will be a. So I think that Ghanaians are really getting serious. You see, let us do intellectual discourse. Now you follow the issue and you know what to talk about and criticize government, because these are some of the things I ever just to shape in the whole political landscape, for the benefit of not even those in power, but for the average and the ordinary Ghanaian. It is not about my better position. There can be a negative. Nanka Petro both to me from Nakwabrande say me demonstration. No more dama. When it was 17, yes, demonstration because from there will be goodwill. Abraham 17. Why didn't you tell people to demonstrate? You understand? So, and America said these people are really advertising who they really are. And your friends are pretending to be intellectuals, but in reality, they are not. That was why the last time I told you, say, we prioritize certificate. When I'm a certificate, say, what did you agree in the party? Because your castle will be an intellectual. Very often, you don't need to go to your house. Work of our certificate about what the hell be you no casa. People should know, this guy. You understand? But this all questions would certificate that's what we do. That means what I said. Empty. We must begin to demonstrate to people, say, we are really intellectuals and casa, but empty that can be assessed in the way and manner we think, we speak. Say, baby, man, for confidence. Because in the last 6 years, I am very fresh on the minds of Ghanaians. Why will any person in the Akufo-Addo government and the near Ghana for corruption now kwabranye time benya kokodu no better radio say they should come on school. Now I make a journalist and sometimes they create a free room for some of this nonsense to thrive. Now besides say in the last 8 years information ministry were you able to manage it? You understand? The warfare, the information warfare and the Akufo-Addo government, and the government got drawn because you could not defend the kind of kind of social media. It got to a point that the Akufo-Addo government was out. People were not even out there defending the government, but he was information minister. So for him, he's an article of incompetent. But because fortunately they had media platform, they were able to convince people, say, more credibility. Be bold enough and come to the media space and say, oh, Momra, when you bet you how to govern. I think, you see, they do this because they don't respect the people of this country. And maybe they are still living in the past. They don't realize where Ghana is at the moment. Now. You see, they still think, say, we are in the 2000s where those cheap propaganda don't fly. But then I'm telling you, say, Obi asebi onsi school demu dakra no. What or a lecture on politics are we show. Sure. Do you know why? Because there is a free flow of information within the space. Now, so for whatever you believe in or not, there are a lot of tons of information going out there. People are reading, people are getting a bit enlightened. You understand? First, and yes, I emotions me as antinime, I wanna need me a way kind of politics, and that's go off. People are beginning to follow issues based on the cons and the pros in it. How I stand to benefit as a Ghanaian, and a larger governance sequence, how is it going to impact on the future? Me as a young person, look at the level of desperation that Ghanaians went through in this country. And then let me hear documentary be a Ghana for young people call Russia say omo kwa kontokwa e bi ma ba omo nan ba ko obi sin nyina hye na nyina artificial and as for course okotia bomb so just it's so messy. Because of the desperation that was chasing people out of this country. And people were making millions. People were pocketing millions. This gentleman knew Chrono Akoso under the MPP. And today, suddenly, saying, yes, sir, these guys are shameless. And within 6 months, will you be bold enough to be doing some of these things? So I think that you see, politics in
Ivan Keyi, innocent Eba Montin, Bechi Ĉrimu, Enim Gwansia, or Diama a year. Yanga zebra penny, Gojon Nkruma. Na enimgwasa kese pano de amani ni antin sema Ivan Keyi and the babonti no say nkufubu wa me a bunch of like fools. Excuse my language, but sema Ivan Keyi a kind of and I made them so me can be. Na o say within MPP manu kunu kampo na I don't want kazanti me defend the party no. So we then na fidie ufin bega ai was a John Dramani Mahama yuzi buna memono na memono nye papa jigibe ya nkomo no brand na so no meet my head and chances ibu am so then time na ko for the cash ya wontie okwan for no aka jonso mo so njina no omoncha one so njina do be yo campaign enya so gutwa then say sin bo me jina wo to those ni men nyina wa ba bo nteme cash then time now with the communication no wana na wasani omo mo ko defend MP Manyuko no na ye team omo so be defend MP Manyuko no even one kasa mu na ye team so be defend MP Manyuko no nenzo enne ayefo ama sisi no utimi ba monte kan ye ope enye fere na mo like matoto area enka mutim ko papa bonja me kasa within 8 years ndem pa na mo ye within 8 years no dem body potty be na mo ye ya mo say John Dramani mama ye de like bramo mo na sim imiti since bu amemu seriously and him John Dramani mama aye within a year 4-5 months because by on the 7th to calculate 7 although we are in the 6th month of a year but oba bemuno a 5th month ni umi na so mo pese enti zaman ko ni magic or any magic wa hwe bi andola babedru 10.2 as compared to momo dollar very na 20 Ghana cedis na so ka na ye the sympathy mi account is na 16-17 whatever is in the 17 Ghana cedis so we 17 Ghana cedis now I will do 10 and yes is na like comedy ache so ene one Ghana a fu na baba tos no bi ka amone dom de ye be gu yikom $1 1 cedi na be gu first now to fu ese now to fu ese na the 1 cedi part so kasa fu no be go be na bi kwa 11 cedis e bi kwa 10.99 bi kwa 11.25 Nyama wenye the ones the per to so musi bui and you say we are na kwampo e wo afebo for some temporary period bi ene ene sa na so ma fani ma say dia say de adani nyakura na bi kasa na so tamana na akofado wa be mo intima kasa nsembui ene full price aba for ma ene dollar aba mu ye demonstration ti say ayi na nyama so atete sa like any rational human being grumble engi kan dem okeke na mo ye demonstration and anima niema boso atete na mompe in the number say dollar no could 50 cedis because ngofu ya no mo ba point make enka mama de so anka sa me ka dollar na 50 cedis mo na ba point make so dollar ba be 10 more na monte so have 20 cedis mo se mo me competent so me aba mo nya aba mo ndi me catch ma so incompetent na mo de see na mo father na go do 20 cedis no any as compared to na father from a 16 cedis to a year 10 cedis 10.2 Ghana cedis no why na competent why na incompetent why na incompetent and those nyama na mba bo ndi me kan be ya mo njai kakrampo most Shengana for before that 38% na munya no why we munya ne say bi election e besa kono I am bunya 25 I like munya ne say bi enti munja se bisa ni maneka I say Ivan I de gune no asi pa okay kan se bit my den akokome se bit so akwakoche a bit so asha mo dan for so bi ahwe higher for ngage Akroma.